So enough about pushes. I could talk about them all day. I love them. I'm going to cover some quick hunting stuff with you. Talk about K-bars first. Anytime I talk about hunting knives, if someone comes up and they pick up a hunting knife and they say, "Is this a Cutco hunting knife?" I say, "Yes." "Did you know we made hunting knives?" And they're like, "Oh, no, yes." I say, "Actually, have you ever heard of K-bar?" Now, K-bar is a military brand that Cutco now owns and manufactures for the Marine and other branches. And just by saying that we own and make the military issued knives, that adds a lot of credibility. They're also not cheap. They're $230+. So starting with the K-bars and talking about they're the only K-bars in the world that are guaranteed forever. The K-bar Explorer, that's the traditional K-bar upgraded with the Cutco double D edge and design. It's the only standard issue K-bar that is guaranteed forever. And my favorite, the K-bar Outdoorsman, this is like the survival, the bushcraft knife. This is the type of knife that can do a little bit of everything. I've split logs with mine. I've gone through bone with mine. I've chopped wood with it. I've used it to cut up my fish. I've cut up carrots. You can use it for a little bit of everything. They're fantastic. But the reason I start with those is because they're US made. They're the same type that are used by the military, and they're guaranteed forever. They're $230+. So when I drop down to the hunting knives, which are almost half price of that, it's a lot easier mindset wise for someone to pull $125 or $135 out and get that one hunting knife versus a $235 K-bar. So you price position Cutco against Cutco. It's really neat when you do that. A lot of times they say yes, and it catches you off guard. They're like, "Okay, yeah, I'll do that." And you're like, "Oh, that was easy." But it's because they were thinking they don't want to spend $230, but they're fine. They're spending $130. Our fishing knives, Fisherman Solution. This is typically what I go to next. I'll act like I had one here, but I take the sheath. So this is our fishing knife. I take it and show how you can drag your line through it and cut the line. Flip it over and show that there's a hook sharpener and a straight edge sharpener on the back. If you open it, it turns into pliers. So you can either fillet the fish, pop the hook out, or pull the skin off. This is really cool, isn't it? That's the question I ask. Because every person says, "Yeah, that is cool." And then this is where you get them. "Can I show you the coolest part?" Then they're like, "Well, that was already cool." Yeah. Then you take the knife and you show them it's a 6-inch flexible blade, but it's one of the only ones in the world that from the handle extends 6 to 9 inches. So it's adjustable depending on what use and how you're using it. That's why everyone wants a Cutco fillet knife. That's how I finish it. And then in their head, they're thinking, "Of course, yeah, I want one too." Then I say, even if you don't fish, it's great because you can use it as an outdoor boning knife, taking fat layer off. And I also use it for outdoor like watermelons and cantaloupe. It's just like in the ultimate, a salmon knife or our melon knife, same thing, but the Fisherman Solution. So if they don't fish, but they barbecue or they cook out and they eat melons, it's a great knife. If they fish, it's a great knife. Multiple uses for one knife. Hunting stuff. We have 3 main hunting knives, different design wise. The clip point, that's the one where it comes down to the tip at the top and it's really thin. The clip point hunting knife is designed primarily for skinning or caping out, which that means removing the hide from the animal before you process it to eat, to make food out of it, right? So for people that want a knife to do that, that's what you should recommend. The drop point is more designed the little bit of everything knife. It's the one that you're going to field dress or remove the insides. It's the more durable. It can hit some bones. You're not going to break the tip or anything like that. Most people have 5-6 knives in their hunting bag. The cool thing about Cutco, if you have a clip point and a drop point, they're the only 2 you ever need, because the drop point can do all the heavy duty stuff and the clip point can do all the delicate stuff, all the intricate work that you're going to need with the tip of the knife. Now, kind of the combination is the gut hook knife. It's the same design as our drop point. It has a hook on the back. That is to help make it easier to remove the skin or the hide without cutting any of the important parts, such as the intestines or blood vessels or anything else. It essentially makes it safer for you to use the knife. So a lot of people nowadays really love the gut hook. The classic hunting knife, that I tell people, that's for people, it's the best of the best. It's the prettiest, it's the nicest, it's the longest. If someone sees you, they're going to be like, dang, what knife is that? Right? It is a beautiful knife. I have customers that have 12 of them and use them for steak knives, believe it or not. That's how awesome they are. It comes in pearl, or it comes in our classic handle. The clip point, drop point, the gut hook, and the Fisherman Solution all come in our non-slip handles that all have grooves at the top for control. And why that's important is when their hands are slick, wet, whether it's from watermelon, from meat, from blood, for whatever it is, you're not going to slip while you're using the knife. So that's the Cutco hunting stuff. Don't overcomplicate it. If you just use the verbiage that I kind of said and make it simple, people will add them on. The cool thing is every family has one or two people that hunt, that fish, that bike, that backpack, that camp. These aren't just a hunting knife. I say they're outdoor knives, because if you don't hunt, it's still amazing to have a clip point or a drop point knife or anything like that as well.